Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Mortal Kombat 11 Malefik Spawn, the Bloody Disciple, which if you ask me, sounds like the perfect name for a death metal band that formed in Tampa, Florida in the mid-90s. Yes, indeed you do. It's of course brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, as well as my beloved Aunt Kelly and the rest of my family in Florida. Floridians, yes they is. And I hope they still live in Florida. This was a birthday present, along with the Disruptor I took a look at a few days ago. So check that review out if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it if you did. But before I get too far ahead of myself, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Malefik Spawn, the Bloody Disciple has to offer in terms of accessories here. And if you got the first Malefik Spawn, you'll be very familiar with these. He's got the same two necroplasm effects. I kind of wish they were red, like a clear red this time around. I know that's not the color of necroplasm, but it'd look cool if it looked like he was blood bending or something. Not to bring up, isn't that a thing in Avatar: The Last Airbender? I don't know. But there you go. He comes with two of those. And if you're wondering how they stack up against the originals, I think they're pretty much the same. I don't think they're a different color. Maybe they're darker. I don't know. I can't really tell. But they got little kind of gun handles. That said, that's a very effective way to do that. But moving this guy over for a second, bring in his predecessor, the regular Malefik Spawn there, who I reviewed many years ago. This was from my late mother, Mrs. Overlord, or Mama Overlord, whatever you want to call it. I guess my girlfriend would be Mrs. Overlord now. But either way, this is from my mother, and I love this figure. This figure is bussin', but I didn't care for the neon red cape as much. Flipping these two around, you can see that the new Malefik Spawn, this one also has a stanky ankle, but that's because he is old. But you can see that the new one's got more of a grayish cape, whereas this old one has a very bright and vibrant neon cape. But I do like the silvers and the black that they used. It's very striking, though. I like the more muted look of this new one. Newer, I should say. I think he's probably a little over a year old now. But bringing him up close, he of course comes with the trademark hockey puck display stand we've seen with all McFarlane Toys releases. So it has a little Mortal Kombat test your might logo on it. But here you go. Here is the Bloody Disciple in all of his blood-soaked glory. I love these bloody variants, man. A, they have badass names, and B, they look really freaking good. I'm hoping there's a Commando Spawn bloody variant, because not gonna lie, mine's kind of loose. I might have to send it to a good old evil villain to kikis the heck up, especially in the shoulders, but I like these bloody variants, man, and if they keep making them, I'm gonna keep picking them up. There is a regular 11 Spawn that's kind of blood-stained. I don't have him as the time I'm recording this, but maybe I will, because I like this guy. He is also on sale. This one was like $14, so, you know, my Aunt Kelly always likes a deal, and I like finding people deals when I send them stuff to buy me, so that's cool. Win-win. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head will rotate side to side as much as his big kind of face and chin and whatever and cape will allow. He can look up pretty well. He can look down pretty well. He does have some good tilt as well. Never underestimate the power of a double ball peg, folks. That's all I'm saying. Shoulders go out to the side, nice and tight ratchets. They do rotate forward and back. He's got a little bit of that rotator cap in there, but nothing crazy. He does have a bicep swivel. He also has a double elbow. That works pretty good. He's got the ball hinge wrists So you can rotate him and all that jazz to get him to hold those effects, which he holds pretty well. As far as the torso goes, it does rotate, and it's mostly just rotation. You do get a little forward and back out of it, but not a ton. And it is a little wobbly, but not terrible. The waist does also rotate. And that works fine. He's got the cool kind of ninja belt, because for those of you who don't know, Malefik Spawn was designed by the folks over at NetherRealm Studios, the people behind Mortal Kombat. And it is essentially what Spawn would look like if they created him. And I think that's a cool concept. That said, he can kick out, pretty much do the splitsies. Despite these big chonka-chonk plates on his legs. He can kick forward and back. He does have a little thigh cut in there. Thigh quiver. And it is on both sides. Double knee. Not too bad there. And this guy's got really clean cut joints too, so I don't want to hear anyone give me shit when I say, you know, Cliffs of Dover and do the because you can get her done and not cut the figure up something terrible like that. What's the worst example? I think is the Blackest Night Kyle Rayner body and the Superwoman / Collector's Edition Wonder Woman body. The knees on those are atrocious, terrible. That said, he does have ball hinge ankles. Does hinge back and forth with a rocker and a toe joint, which on this side is not very tight. It's not very tight on either side, but everything else is tight. He'll stand just fine. See, he's got the cool skull on his knee there. But yeah, really cool figure. I like this variant quite a bit. Just like the Blood Feud Hunter, I'm a sucker for a decent Spawn variant. I didn't buy that Lord Covenant one. I might look that one up. And if that one's cheap, I might grab it. But I'm mostly curious if there is a bloody Commando Spawn. I would not mind having an extra of him. I missed the Collector's Edition Shadow of Spawn, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. But, you know, you can't catch them all. This ain't Pokemon, after all. I don't know if anyone I know actually has that. That said, he is kind of leaning back a bit on me. I'll have to throw him on a stand. Because I will tell you, I did have to do the old ankle joint modification on my other one and kind of rotate it around and all that jazz and flip the foot around. And you know what? We're going to Bill O'Reilly this and do it live because he does not want to stand. Let's see. Push that back. There we go. Rotate this around. Now let's try it. Let's see. What do we got? I think it's a little bit better. I think his feet are even now. Yeah, there we go. That's better. He's not leaning as bad. McFarlane ankle balls, man. You can't live with them. You can't live without them because you get the whole 9 yards as far as ankle articulation. You get your rocker, you get your rotation, you get your hinge, and all that jazz. That said, before we wrap this up, why don't we compare him to our two regulars? We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulas here. And the oh-so-infamous MK11 Spawn, who is not going to be towering over everyone today because he's the same gosh darn character as Malefik Spawn. It wouldn't make sense if he was bigger, right? So, with that being said, I think it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you already have the first release of good old Malefik Spawn or are uninterested in collecting the plethora of variants of the infamous MK11 Spawn like yours truly, then this is an easy pass. But if you have serious problems like yours truly and like to do all that type of stuff, then this is a definite must-have. I like the bloody variants in the Mortal Kombat line in particular, because on top of having badass names, I mean, Bloody Disciple sounds like a death metal band that formed in Tampa, Florida in the mid-90s, not gonna lie. On top of that, though, I like the color change. You know, I said the same thing about the Blood Feud Hunter spawn, which was just 11 spawn, but white with red instead of black with white, and some blood stains on it. This guy is a little bit of the same. That said, it is also the Malefik spawn, so it was different enough to where it was warrant me checking out. And on top of the fact that it is a cool variant, it's also fairly cheap right now. You can get them for $14 on Amazon, so go get it. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.